Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. I know some of you guys have been struggling with your guitar samples, so this video right here is definitely going to help you guys out. I've been showing you guys a lot of different guitar tutorials, but for this one I'm actually going to show you guys all the secrets that I'm using when I'm making Spanish guitar samples. So make sure you stay to the end of the video to see all the tips and tricks that I'm personally using, and also to hear the full sample at the end. So let's go. So first things first, the guitar you're using. Me personally, when I'm making Latin or Spanish type of stuff, my go-to guitar is pretty much this Ilya off nylon guitar. I know it's a very popular guitar, but for Spanish stuff it's actually literally the best guitar you can use. I like this pick nylon guitar right here too, but if you're specifically going for Spanish stuff, this right here is literally the one. The reason why is actually because you can go into this section right here and you have these different presets. As you can see, you have a Spanish preset, you have a jazz, you have a pop and so on, but actually this old bossa preset right here makes the guitar sound so realistic. So this is pretty much the preset we're going to be using for this sample right here. Now the BPM, I'm going to bump it down to about 120, and pretty much a crucial step with these guitar samples is the scale. So pretty much for all the guitar tutorials I've made recently, I'm usually always using this minor natural scale right here. But for this one, since we're making a Latin sample, you actually want to use the minor harmonic scale right here. And for the key, I'm pretty much going to use D minor for this one. Now, before we make the guitar pattern, another crucial step is actually to go to this magnet tool right here and make sure you have it on third beat. This is really going to give it this triplet type of bounce, which you usually always hear in these guitar samples. So to start off with the pattern, there's pretty much some go-to chord progressions for this Spanish type of sound. So we're going to start off with this D minor right here. Then we just want to strum the notes out a bit. Now copy the exact same chord over. The only thing we're going to do for this part is actually to lower these two right here by one semitone. You can pretty much hear the Spanish vibe already. Now we're just going to copy this chord over here again. Now copy this chord over again, and this time pitch it down by 5 semitones. Now we just want to adjust this C up to the scale so it fits together. Pretty much what we can do now is just invert these middle notes up by 1 octave and pitch the whole thing down by 1 octave like this. Now the next step is definitely to add some notes. So I'm actually just going to cut this up right here. Then we're just going to add 3 notes right here. This is pretty much going to give it the Spanish triplet vibe. So you can pretty much up this one up here and lower this one down. Now remember to extend these notes. This is going to give it a better vibe. Now we want to add some more notes on this second part right here. So we can do something like this. Then we're just going to copy this over like this. So now we have this. Now for this last part right here, you want to make sure to have like a super nice and bouncy ending right here, because it's pretty much going to be a super nice flow to this next part. So for that one, we definitely want to add some top notes here. So we can add one here, maybe up here and here again. And then we can definitely add a small note here so it has a nice transition. Now to make it a bit more realistic, we're actually going to cut this note right here so it hits the same time as this F up here, but we're going to move this one slightly to the side so it has a bit of a strum effect. Then we definitely want to randomize the velocity a bit, and we're just going to copy this over. Remember to extend the notes so they sound a bit smoother. And now the guitar sounds like this. So you can definitely hear the Spanish influence in this one. Now we just need to add some effects to the guitar. So we're just going to start off with some roam right here. About 16%. Just some RC20 as well. Add some saturation just to give it a bit of color. An imager just to widen the sound a bit. And lastly, some EQ. Now the guitar sounds pretty nice, but we definitely need to add like a top guitar on this to add some counter elements to the guitar. So for this, I usually like playing the guitar myself, but since I'm recording a video, I'm actually just going to use a guitar phrase. So I found this super nice phrase in Arcade, and it sounds like this. So it fits perfectly together with the guitar we made. Now I'm just going to copy the exact same effects we have from the first guitar to the second one. And then I'm also just going to try to pitch up the second guitar 1 octave. Now the next thing we want to add is this bass right here. So I'm just using the Scarby bass in Contact, and it's the palm muted one. Now for the bass pattern, you pretty much just want to use the root notes right here, but definitely make sure to give it a bit of swing. So we can pretty much cut it right here and add one right there, and just copy this, and we can do a triplet right here. Just pitch this up, maybe up this C sharp. See how this sounds. It fills out the low end of the sample. Now for the next sound, we definitely want to have some drums in the background. This is pretty much the sauce when it comes to these Spanish type of samples. So I'm just going to be using these bongos from the factory library in Contact. And then I'm just using this A5 note right here. And just listen to how much it actually adds to the sample. Definitely adds some bounce to the sample and gives it a bit more life. So now I'm just going to go into my no limit drum kit, and I'm just going to add this what birds texture I have in my effects map. Just make sure to stretch it to time and also lower the volume a bit. Now I really like the counter guitar we have, but I think I'm going to adjust it between 1 octave lower and 1 octave higher. So I'm just going to go to this sound shifter right here and turn it completely off. Then I'm just going to right click and create an automation clip right here. So for the structure on this second part, I think I'm actually going to pitch up the counter guitar. And for the first part right here, we're going to have it 1 octave lower. Alright, so I just exported the whole sample, and this is pretty much how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really hope you guys learned something new and enjoyed this one. Make sure if you guys need drum kits, sample packs, and so on, just go to my website. It's BBMarko.com. The first link down below. I really appreciate your guys' support, and I'll see you guys next time.